spot. Aaron Hicks, another game in the 3 spot in the order with Giancarlo Stanton behind him, followed by Didi Gregorius. Miguel Andujar, who has torched the Blue Jays this season. Greg Bird bats 7th. Austin Romine back in the lineup. He'll bat 8th. And Neil Walker replacing Gleyber Torres at second base to round out the Yankees order.
There's the starter for tonight, 28-year-old Sam Gaviglio, and that's what he's done so far this year. He's worked out of the bullpen and as a starter for these Blue Jays. 2-2, 3.97, 47 strikeouts in 47 2/3 innings. Opponents hitting .238. Let's check out our pitcher scatter report, brought to you by your Try Honda dealers. He's pitched very well in this building. 1.95 home ERA. He's got an effective sinker. In fact, it was very effective against the Yankees back on June 6th. 7 innings pitched, only 4 fly ball outs for the Yankees in that game against the right-hander. And he was a freshman All-American out at Oregon State. And in his junior year at Oregon State, he started the season off very well. 42 1/3 shutout innings to begin the season.
Pretty effective junior season. Brett Gardner stepping in. The Yankees playing the first of 11 straight on the road before the All-Star break. Coming off a series win against the Braves, taking the 2nd and 3rd game of that set after dropping the 1st in extra innings. And it's Gaviglio against Gray, just like it was a month ago here in Toronto. First pitch is on the outside corner, just off it, but called a strike. 0-1.
I noticed in that game back in June, on June the 6th, a lot of sinking fastballs, a lot of ground balls, but when he wanted to throw a high fastball and get somebody to chase it, it was just out of the zone. He's not a hard thrower. That was 89 miles an hour. Fastball, low 90s at best.
That start against the Yankees, Gaviglio threw 7 shutout innings. A game that went to 13 and was the first ever scoreless extra inning game in the history of the Yankees and Blue Jays. Game the Yankees eventually won 3-0 as Gardner is ahead in the count, 3-1.
During batting practice, I was watching Gardner, and he was trying to pull a lot of balls in batting practice. He hit a few in the seats, but this is the type of count here, 3-1. If you get the type of pitch you want, try and pull it. Hit it as hard as you can.
Took a big swing as Gaviglio took something off it, 3-2.
Yeah. Went to the bag of tricks early.
Payoff. Hit hard up the middle and through for a base hit from Brett Gardner. And the Yankees have the leadoff man on in the top of the first as we take a look at the defense behind Gaviglio. It is presented by Geico. Across the outfield for Toronto, Teoscar Hernandez, Kevin Pillar, Randall Grichuk, Solarte, Diaz, Travis, and Smoak in the infield with the former Yankee Russell Martin catching Gaviglio. Here is Aaron Judge, 5 home runs in his last 8 games. It was Judge who eventually started the scoring in that 13-inning Yankee win with a 2-run homer in extras back on June 6th here in Toronto. Oh, 0-2.
And we featured both Judge and Stanton in our open, and they have combined for 45 home runs. There's only 2 teams that have 2 players who have combined for more, and that's the Red Sox with J.D. Martinez and Mookie Betts. They've hit 47. And Jose Ramirez and Francisco Lindor have also hit 47. Lindor, shortstop, with 23 home runs.
Some serious power in that Indians infield, which the Yankees will see in the final 4 games of the first half. Gardner goes, pitch swung on and missed. Gardner has the base stolen as Judge He is struck out.
Looked like Judge chased the pitch out of the strike zone. Some jump for Gardner. There's no chance for Russell Martin to get him. He's gone. Takes a look to see what happens at home plate. He's in safely, no throw, and he's at second base, scoring position with 1 out.
8th stolen base for Brett Gardner. He's been caught just once this season, and here's Aaron Hicks hitting in the 3 spot in the lineup for a 2nd straight game.
It's just the 4th time this year he's hit in the 3rd spot, and I asked manager Aaron Boone before the game about Hicks hitting 3rd, and he said, I kind of like him here. I mean, he's a switch hitter. He's hot right now. He's hit 9 home runs in his last 18 games. You put him right in front of Stanton, you should get pitches to hit.
And you're partial to switch hitters in the 3 spot.
Yeah, I kind of remember those days. It was a long time ago.
0-2 on Hicks. You take a look at the highest slugging percentages in the American League since June 1st. Aaron Hicks is 2nd on that list. Only Nelson Cruz has slugged at a higher mark since the start of June. Hicks has been locked in. Behind in the count, 0-2 here with Gardner on 2nd. That's blocked by Martin.
He had a pretty good homestand. He had 7 hits and 21 at bats, but already he's tied his career high in home runs, which he set last year in a Yankee uniform.
If you look at nearly every major offensive category, he's 2nd in the American League among center fielders. Mike Trout is 1st in all of those categories.
Well, he's way out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody's going to catch him.
But other than Trout, it's Hicks when it comes to AL center fielders. Hicks hits that hard to the right side. Diving stop by Travis. And he makes the play to retire Hicks for the 2nd out.
Has a tremendous play by the Blue Jays second baseman. He saves a run for sure. And, well, I know it's early, but right now that's the play of the game. Good stop. Corrals it. Makes the throw. Hicks runs very well, and he gets him by a step or 2. Play by the shift was on. And Hicks almost got it through the shift in a 1-0 Yankee lead.
There's been some questions about the defense of Travis this season, but an outstanding play there. Keep Gardner from scoring, so he's at 3rd now with 2 outs, and here is Stanton. Strike 1. Stanton with 6 home runs in 9 career games here at Rogers Center.
Seems like he likes this place, huh?
Yeah.
Well, after Judge hit that home run in the 13th inning, he added on another for good measure.
A rocket.
It was a rocket, too.
If you blink, you miss it type of laser to left field from Stanton in that 13th inning.
I think Aaron Boone said it's the hardest ball he's ever seen hit.
It was.
Yeah,
that is what he said. And it's now 3-1 on Stanton with Gregorius on deck.
You ask any hitter, that 3-1 count is the time to pick and choose what you want. If it's right in that happy zone, try and make yourself smile.
He's going for a smile.
Yeah, he was. Well, the last time Vilio faced the Yankees as a starter, it was kind of the first time they've seen him, but now, you know, they got a better idea what to expect. But he was very strong back on June the 6th.
Stanton takes outside, ball 4, and the Yankees with 2 on, 2 out, and Gregorius coming up. We will take a look at the weather. It's presented by Bigelow Tea. It's perfect. 73 degrees, a nice cool breeze, a few clouds, very low humidity. This is a perfect walk around the city type day.
Yeah, it was. And this is the type of weather. They always say in the wintertime, a cold front coming from Canada. This is the kind of weather we wish they'd send all the time.
Right. Strike one to Didi.
Gavilio has some movement on his fastball. You saw him sneak one on the inside corner to Hicks. Hicks gave up on it and swung back over for a strike. Can be a very effective pitch with 2 strikes to a left-handed hitter.
He's thrown first pitch strikes to every batter this inning. Gregorius lines that down the left field line foul. And it's 0-2 as Gregorius breaks his bat. And we'll get a new piece of lumber.
See if he goes for the stick him here. Yeah, you usually do. Some players have their bats already prepared. But to me, it's almost as if you're expecting to break a bat. You understand what I mean? So I don't mind Didi, having to put the stick him on now because he expects to use that bat the whole game. You understand what I mean?
I do.
Yeah.
You don't want to speak a broken bat into the universe.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's safe to say you just had one bat ready to go per game.
It was ready.
Here's the 0-2. On the inside corner, strike 3, and Gregorius is down looking. So the Yankees strand a pair, including Gardner at third. No score after the top of the first. Two-hole, Solarte behind him. Smoak, Pilar, and Martin, Randall Grichuk, Diaz, and Devin Travis rounds out the Toronto starting lineup.
Sonny Gray's career record against the Toronto Blue Jays is 4-3. In fact, his career ERA against Toronto is 2.71, which is pretty good. You can see his seasonal numbers. As Ryan told you, he's been much, much better on the road this year. Let's check out our pitcher scatter report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. That would tell you he's been better on the road. 3.28 road earned run average. And last time out in Toronto, we told you he was terrific. 8 shutout innings, 8 strikeouts, only 2 hits. But I think the problem he's had lately is putting hitters away. He seems to be able to get ahead on counts. That's what happened to him on Saturday against the Red Sox. He got ahead on counts, couldn't put the hitters away, and the Red Sox went on to score 4 runs in the first inning.
Gray was very honest in evaluating himself after the game, called it an embarrassing outing. Said, I feel like we're the best team in baseball 4 out of 5 days, and then I do that. Looking to bounce back against the Blue Jays and deals high and away. Ball 1 to Granderson. As we heard Meredith detail on the pregame show with Bob and Flash, Austin Romine is back catching Gray. Good time for him to return. We know the comfort and familiarity that Gray and him have together.
As you can see, the shift is on with Granderson at the plate. He's been swinging a pretty good bat lately.
StatCast powered by AWS. Gray ahead of Granderson 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Granderson down swinging for the first out as we take a look at the defense behind Sonny. Presented by Geico across the outfield, Gardner in left, Hicks in center, Judge in right, and Duhar, Didi, Walker, and Bird with Romine catching Gray.
Excellent put away pitch by Sonny Gray to Curtis Granderson to get things started here. Nice breaking ball, dropped out of the zone. Granderson committed, and there's one down.
Here's Teoscar Hernandez. Big swing and a miss, 0-1.
Teoscar Hernandez is sort of the Blue Jays' answer to Miguel Andujar.
Right.
A lot of extra base hits.
And a lot of them against the Yankees. Just like Andujar has hit the Blue Jays.
19 doubles, 6 triples, and 13 home runs. 54% of his hits are extra base hits.
And that's not uncommon for these two teams.
Oh, yeah.
They are number 1 and 2 in the percentage of hits that are extra base hits. That's rolled slowly to third, and Duhar gobbles it up. 2 down. For the Yankees, 43.5% of their hits go for extra bases, first in baseball. For the Blue Jays, a little over 42%. That's second in baseball.
So you're trying to tell the outfielders to play deep?
Right, exactly. Give them a step or two.
Play deep and cut across. That's
Here's Solarte with 2 out, nobody on. Ball 1.
have a pretty good year for the Blue Jays.
He is.
Leads them in homers and hits and runs batted in.
Last time we were here, we saw Solarte make quite a few nice snags down at third base.
Yeah, he did. Ask Brett Gardner. I think
Yeah.
he took 2 hits away from him in one night.
High and away, 2-1. Yankees have already won 4 games at Rogers Center this season. Significant just because they have not won more than 4 here in Toronto since 2009.
That was a pretty good year in 2009.
Yeah, things worked out well. That's off the outside corner as well, so Solarte walks, and that will bring up the dangerous Justin Smoak.
You were talking about the Yankees and the Blue Jays and their extra base hits. Smoak definitely falls into that category. 12 of his last 16 hits are for extra bases. But he's not having a year he had last year. You know, you see the average, it's down. Batting left-handed from this side of the plate, the switch hitter's hitting just over 200. So that's certainly not the type of year he had last year.
Last year, Smoak hit 270 with an 883 OPS, which is a very high number. You see the breakdown left-handed, right-handed this season. This year, he's just batting 229 overall and an OPS under 800. That one gets away from Romine, and on to second goes Solarte.
Well, Solarte moves into scoring position. Ball looked like it skipped off a home plate, and Romine couldn't come up with it. It's going to be a wild pitch.
So a wild pitch, and now a runner in scoring position. 1-2 on Justin Smoak.
was looking at the Yankee wild pitch totals, and that's number 7 for Sonny Gray. And among the starters, he leads. Domingo Germán also had 6, or still has 6. But Aroldis Chapman has 9. And he hasn't pitched as many innings as those two.
And an Aroldis Chapman wild pitch requires a look out with an exclamation point.
Oh my God. Yeah, for the fans behind home plate.
The 2-2 outside, and the count is full on Smoak with Kevin Pillar, who has really struggled offensively on deck.
This is kind of a situation that we saw against the Reds. He got the first 2 guys out and then kind of struggled from that point on. So let's see what happens on this 3-2 pitch to Smoak.
The payoff is inside, ball 4, so back-to-back walks with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first, and now Pillar.
Pillar had played every game until Wednesday. Like a lot of people, he got July 4th off.
That's on the outside corner at 95 miles an hour for strike 1.
And I think John Gibbons might have been thinking to give him a rest. He was 0 for his last 10. And sometimes it's not that you're 0 for 10. It's how you look doing that 0 for, during that 0 for. If you don't look very good at the plate, manager says, I'm going to give him a day off. I mean, if you're hitting line drives at people, you're still going to play.
That's inside, 1-1. Well, Pillar has had extended struggles offensively in his last 40 games, dating back to May 19th, hitting just 178.
Speaking of extended, that can get you extended days off.
That's right.
But he is solid defensively.
That's lined into right field, a base hit. Judge bobbles it, but Solarte had already held up at third, knowing Judge has a cannon out there. So he stays at third, and the base is now loaded with 2 outs.
Luis Rivera, the third base coach, of course, Judge's reputation precedes him. Ball is hit hard enough, and Solarte's rounding, and all of a sudden you see he stopped him, and then he tried to get him to go, and it was too late. Solarte had already put on the brakes, and Judge, who is known for his arm actually stopped Solarte at third base. It wasn't the way he fielded the ball.
So Judge's reputation saves a run there.
Exactly. You saw how Rivera tried to get him going again, but it was too late.
So here is Russell Martin, another struggling hitter in this Blue Jays lineup. Takes strike 1. Martin does lead all catchers in walks. You see that on base percentage respectable, even though the batting average very low. Strike 2.
I read this about Russell Martin yesterday as I was getting ready for this game. He swings at the lowest percentage of pitches out of the strike zone than anybody in the major leagues, just 10% out of the strike zone. Joey Votto of the Cincinnati Reds is second, so he knows his strike zone.
The 0-2 didn't chase.
It was close, but he didn't go for it. So he's going to make you throw strikes before he swings the bat.
Solarte at third, Smoak at second, Pillar at first. All getting aboard with 2 outs. Here's the 1-2. Ooh.
Man.
Wow, that just missed.
Like Sonny Gray was walking off the mound. It had plenty of plate. Was it high enough or too high? No, According to our strike zone, it was in the box.
Yeah, that certainly looked like it should have been strike 3. Instead, it's 2-2. Martin, did he go? He did. So Martin actually does chase this time, and Sonny Gray gets out of the jam. No score after 1 in Toronto, as Martin, who rarely does this, leaves the zone for strike 3.
By Montefiore doing more. As we know, Gleyber Torres was placed on the 10-day DL. He's actually here with the team in Toronto. He said he will not do any baseball activity here, but hopes when the team goes to Baltimore, he can start doing some things. Right now, it's just treatment for Torres. He does not believe that he is going to be out for a long period of time and expressed that he is disappointed. He is not going to be able to help this team get wins, but obviously this is the right choice for the Yankees right now, not taking any chances with Gleyber Torres. So to fill his spot on the roster, they brought up Tyler Wade from AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre.
All right, Meredith, top of the second inning as Miguel Andujar steps in against Gaviglio and takes low ball 1. So where does Wade factor into the equation right now for the Yankees?
He'll be used as a utility guy up here. You can see him at shortstop, giving Didi Gregorius a break at second base as well. He's also played some outfield, so Aaron Boone said they would, in fact, feel comfortable putting him out there. As far as Wade is concerned, when I spoke to him, he is just so excited to be back here. He did not feel like the showing in the beginning of the year is his true self. He's made some adjustments both mechanically and as far as his approach is concerned at the plate, and he's in a much better spot offensively right now than he was earlier in the season.
Andujar sounded like a broken bat as it's foul. Now the left field line, and Andujar will get a new bat. So, Meredith, it would be Walker then, at least, who it seems like is going to get the chunk of the playing time at second base.
He's definitely going to get a lot of opportunity at second base, but I wouldn't be surprised if you saw Wade there occasionally. And they mentioned Brandon Drury's name. He has played there in years past. He hasn't played there in a little while, but he was out earlier today taking some reps at second base, especially against left-handed pitching. That could be an option for the Yankees.
I understand that Wade was swinging the bat pretty well at AAA.
You know what, Kenny? The last 29 games, 328 average, 22 runs scored, not to mention 12 extra base hits. So he's looked much, much better at the plate.
And he brings the element of speed to the Yankees.
And a lot of versatility, so they have some options there.
The Yankees no doubt will miss Gleyber Torres, but a few different opportunities at hand for Walker, Wade, and Drury, all getting chances there to try and replace the production of Torres as Andujar stays alive on 3-2.
You know, Ryan, every organization during the course of the year, the team's going to have some injuries, and it actually tests the depth of your organization. What type of players can you bring up from the minor leagues to replace them, and can they, over a period of 10 or maybe 10 days or 2 weeks or so, there won't be such a big drop-off where the team can continue to win and play some good baseball.
Even think about the way the Yankees have had to deal with it at catcher of late with Sanchez out.
Ooh, good swing. This guy does not get cheated.
No.
And Duhar leads the Yankees in multi-hit games, 25 of them. Here's this swing. This is the way you get a 3-2 pitch you think you can do business on? Yeah.
Another payoff. Swing and a miss, and Duhar waves at it. First out of the inning.
They chase the pitch out of the strike zone. Yep, you see the spin? That's going to be a slider. Looks like a fastball to about right there. Can't reach it. Back to the bench.
And that is the pitch that has really changed for Gaviglio. If you look at the horizontal movement of his slider, it's a significant difference from a season ago. He's getting about 3 more inches of horizontal movement on average on his slider this season compared to last season.
Here's that swing back fastball, but it's up too high.
Greg Bird had a couple of positive at-bats against the Braves on Wednesday. And he drives that in the air to center field and deep. Pilar racing back on the track at the wall, leaps and makes the play. Greg Bird gave it a ride, but Kevin Pilar certainly knows how to flag him down.
Well, we told you that Pilar got Wednesday off, and this is one of the reasons, even if he's not hitting, he can make plays like this and take away runs from the opposition. And that's why if he's not hitting, he's still out there playing defensively. Very good play by Kevin Pilar in center field. He might have to wash that 400-foot sign off his back after the game. Yep, feelings get hurt.
We saw that a little bit with Bird on Wednesday as well, as Gaviglio applauds the catch from Pilar. Bird made some good contact, hitting the ball right at people.
Usually that's an indication that you're starting to see the ball better, and you could be coming out of what might have been a slump.
Back in the starting lineup after dealing with that hamstring tightness.
You know, even the mild hamstring could be a problem for a catcher. Look at the position that Russell Martin's in now. I mean, this is what catchers have to do: up and down, up and down. That's why you have to be careful with catchers and their hamstring injuries. Maybe even more so than a position player.
All right, you're in a squat,
Uh-huh.
which is a hamstring exercise.
Yeah, that's.
Good take from Romine on a tight pitch 3-2 for ball 4. Now we like that catch from Pilar, but how about this one earlier in the week from Kevin Pilar, Kenny?
Well, we'll take a look, and he's going to climb the wall. Man, he kept this one from going out.
That's like a Spider-Man climb.
Oh my goodness, what a play. Now, years ago, the Blue Jays had a center fielder, Devon White, and I thought he was the best I'd ever seen at climbing the wall and making catches. But Pilar is right up there with him. Now you look at Neil Walker's 188 batting average. You say, well, no, he's not. Here's a guy who's used to playing just about every single day. And I think with sporadic play, sometimes if you haven't done that in a while, it can affect your hitting, where you just can't stay sharp. So he's more or less been coming off the bench for the Yankees with the emergence of Torres at second base. But now he might have a chance here to, with some extended play, not only bring his average up, but contribute to the offense for the Yankees. Switch hitter, that always helps. Get a chance to play all the time if you're rolling.
And he hit the ball very hard the last 2 games of that homestand. That's chopped right to first. Easy for Smoak, end of inning. So Gaviglio works around a 2-out walk from Romine. No scores. We head to the bottom of the second. Yankees. We've asked on Twitter, how important do you think international talent is to the continued growth of MLB? Jaco Stern responded, I think it plays a crucial role. It helps promote the game on a larger scale around the world. It influences people from other countries to play the sport and makes the game more diverse. Follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using the hashtag Yankees Camry Hybrid to keep the conversation going. International talent pretty important to the growth of the game.
Yeah, I believe so. And you see teams when they make deals, they try and get the international signing bonuses included.
Plenty of international talent involved in the Yankees and the Blue Jays. Think about Severino, Torres, Sanchez, and Duhar.
Well, you think back to when the Blue Jays started to come into prominence in the 80s, mid-80s. Bobby Cox was their manager, and they had a scout that worked the Caribbean, Epi Guerrero, and he was a famed scout. He signed the likes of George Bell. I think he signed Tony Fernandez, and he's just scoured the Caribbean for talent. George Bell went on to be an MVP. And his name is up there in the Ring of Honor here at the Rogers Center. So those scouts are very important. There's Tony Fernandez. His name's up there as well. Carlos Delgado from Puerto Rico.
That is hammered inside third, down the left field line. Kicks out to Gardner. Going for 2 is Grichuk, and he is in with a leadoff double.
Grichuk, after a very, very slow start this season, almost picked off third base umpire Bill Welke. Gardner's throw is offline. It would have been in time if it had been over the bag. Grichuk will make the call himself at second base, as Gardner's going to be upset with himself because the throw is a little offline. Gardner played the ball well off the wall, but you can see where Neil Walker had to go to come up with the throw.
So a leadoff double in the second inning for Toronto, and here is Aledmys Diaz. That's grounded to the right side. Will do a job as Grichuk moves to third. One down.
A productive at. Let's see how the Yankees want to play it here. If they want to bring the infield in, try and keep Grichuk anchored at third base on the ground ball. It looks like they are going to play it.
Here's Devin Travis. Hitting just .230 on the season. Takes low, ball one. You know, we showed that list earlier of Aaron Hicks second in the AL in slugging percentage since June 1st. Randall Grichuk is 8th.
Yeah, he's, as I mentioned, a very, very slow start, but now starting to come back towards normal.
2-0 on Travis. Broken bat, base hit center field. Blue Jays lead 1-0.
Most of the time when you see a hitter break his bat, that means the pitcher has made the pitch that he wanted to. Now this one kind of slings back inside. The pitch was supposed to be over the outside corner, but even so, he breaks Travis's bat. But there's nobody around second base, and it's going to be in there, and the Blue Jays have the lead.
Here's Granderson. He takes a strike. Granderson struck out his first at bat, but he has been hot. Last 17 games entering this one, hitting .327 with a very impressive OPS over 1,000. Gray checks on Travis.
Yeah, he's hit 5 home runs. That's kind of reminiscent of what the Yankees saw in Granderson back-to-back years, over 40 home runs with the Yankees. Had a couple of big home run years with the Mets.
The 0-1. 0-2. Those are the Yankee years for Granderson, who was an all-star a couple of times. He wore out the right field porch. Blocked by Romine. Runner goes. Romine can't gather, and Travis moves to second on the wild pitch.
Tried to get that breaking ball down and in to get Granderson to chase it, but too far down and too far in. Romine trying to come up with it any way he can, but a good read by Travis at first base, and now he's on second. You are taught when you're at first base, you watch the trajectory of the pitch as it goes to home plate. If it looks like it's low, maybe you start to lean a little bit towards second base because you're already moving in the right direction if the catcher can't come up with it cleanly. And one reason you can lean, because if the ball's in the dirt, it's going to be hard for him to scoop it up and pick you off first anyway. So let's take a look and see if Travis was indeed. Now he just reacted to the pitch in the dirt to begin with. That was a tough play for Romine.
So a brief conference between Romine and Gray. with Travis on second, 1 out, and a 2-2 count on Curtis Granderson, the leadoff hitter. Tip foul.
Just got a piece of it. That was the pitch that was the wild pitch before. Tried to get Granderson to chase it down and in. This time he does. I'm not so sure this was a strike. It probably wasn't. It looked like it was inside, but he just fouled it off.
Got a little piece of it. The 2-2. And it's full on Curtis Granderson. Teoscar Hernandez on deck. 21 of Gray's 42 pitches thus far, balls.
That's not a good ratio.
Also, the pitch count getting seriously elevated early in this game.
50-50, huh?
The 3-2. That's ripped to right field, a base hit. Travis rounding third, he will score. Judge fires into second. It's an RBI single for Curtis Granderson, and Toronto has a 2-0 lead.
Well, we mentioned Granderson's been swinging a pretty good bat lately, and it looked like a 3-2 breaking ball, but this one kind of hung up there for him to get to. Let's take a look. Yep, it was right there. Middle of the plate. Fairly sharp break on it, but when it's in the middle, the hitter usually going to make solid contact, and the Blue Jays have the lead.
So 2 runs already in the inning for Toronto. Gray escaped a bases loaded 2-out jam to end the first. So Teoscar Hernandez has 6 triples this season, Kenny. The Blue Jays as a team last season had 5 total.
Well, as a team this year, they have 12 total, so he's made an impact.
Yeah.
In the triples column.
Sonny Gray trying to labor through this second inning. Already 20 pitches in the frame. 2-2. Gray's been much better on the road this season. A 3.28 ERA on the road compared to the 8.25 he has in 8 starts at Yankee Stadium.
That's kind of hard to explain.
Swing and a miss. Big strikeout there. 2 down.
Strikeout number 3 comes on a high fastball. It looked like Teoscar helped him out. Up in his eyes. Sometimes the hitters will swing at this because they see it well. It's right up around where the eye level is, and they chase.
You know, the previous 5 starts before the Boston outing, Gray had been going in the right direction. He had been 3-2 with a 3.23 ERA in the 5 starts preceding that one. And in the days after the Red Sox start, he said, look, I still am trying to take that perspective that June was progress until that outing. Obviously not an ideal start so far tonight for Gray, though. About to throw his 50th pitch here in the second inning.
Well, just to hang around in this game, he's going to have some low pitch innings.
Line drive over the glove of Gregorius into center field, a base hit. Fourth hit of the inning for Toronto. And now first and second with 2 outs for Justin Smoak.
Yeah, fourth hit of the inning, but the 5th of the game. Remember, the Blue Jays left the bases loaded in the first inning. You see Larry Rothschild with a deep breath there. One thing when you come into a series, you like to have that first starter have a lengthy outing, because you don't want to burn up your bullpen in the first game of the series.
First game of a stretch in which the Yankees will play 11 games in 10 days.
Yeah, that's another situation they're going to have to deal with.
Good fastball there on the outside corner for strike 1. That is hammered. Deep right field, and it is gone. A 3-run homer for Justin Smoak, and the struggles for Sonny Gray continue.
Looked like a pitch similar to the one that Granderson got on the base hit, got for the base hit in the RBI. Looked like another breaking ball towards the middle of the plate. And Smoak got all of it. And it's going to be an uphill battle for the Yankees tonight. Let's take a look. Yep, right there. Smoak knew it. He's hit a few before. Look out.
At Hicks Pilar, or yes. So Pilar hit by the pitch, and now Larry Rothschild will come and visit with Sonny Gray. Didi Gregorius going to go to the mound as well.
There's a look at the. Well, you heard the sound. That could tell you right away that ball's hit well. Comes a souvenir. Happy Blue Jay fan. And the Blue Jays have batted around here in the second inning.
David Hale up in the Yankees pen. Certainly not the bounce back Larry Rothschild and Sonny Gray would have drawn up. Take a look at that home run via StatCast. An exit velocity of 106 miles an hour. And 404 feet later, it's 5-0 Blue Jays.
You mentioned Sonny said that he was making progress in June. He's going to have to get it back on track here in July. This is 2 starts in a row where he's put the Yankees painted them into a corner at the beginning of the game.
And this is even a little different, Kenny, because it's on the road. You know, that's been sort of the place where he's been able to find solace and struggle. 5 of his last 6 outings on the road, he'd given up 2 runs or fewer, but 5 already in for Toronto tonight.
To me, even though the Blue Jays didn't score in the first inning, that's where the trouble started. He got the first 2 outs, then 2 walks, a base hit, got out of it. But this inning hasn't been able to escape. And I always felt when a pitcher had to get himself out of a bases loaded jam, you have to work very hard to do so, and it could affect you later on in the game.
33 pitches thus far this inning for Sonny Gray. Runner goes, swung on and missed, throw down, not in time. Stolen base for Pilar.
Number 11 for Pilar. Right now, Sonny Gray maybe not paying enough attention to him. He's trying to get the third out in this inning. And Pilar swipes his 11th base of the year. He's only been caught once.
The payoff. Good swing from Martin.
You saw that oven mitt that Pilar is wearing. You know, to me, it gives you advantage when you're trying to steal. You reach out. That's the base he's reaching. That's the hand he's reaching for the base with, and it's extended, as you can see. It's longer than his other hand. So that gives him an advantage. He'll be safe on the close plays. Gardner wears them, but it's like having a surfboard on your hand, so you can reach out and touch second.
Martin down on strikes to end the inning, but the Blue Jays bat around. They put 5 on the board, including 3 on this swing from Justin Smoak, his 3rd homer against the Yankees this season. It's 5-0 Blue Jays after 2. The MLB All-Star Game, July 17th, only on Fox, or stream it live on the Fox Sports app. Blue Jays a 5-0 lead on the NFL Experience scoreboard. Top of the 3rd inning in Toronto. Blue Jays scoring 5 in the bottom of the 2nd off of Sonny Gray. Yankees will have top of the order up, Gardner, Judge, and Hicks. Gavilio ahead 0-2.
Well, the bad news, it's 5-0. The good news is it's still early in the game. And we all know what type of offense the Yankees have. Try and make it interesting.
Aaron Boone has said a couple of times over the last few days he feels like the lineup as a whole is getting into a better and better place. If you look at the run totals, they had 8 that first game against the Red Sox, 11 in the Sunday game, 8 against Atlanta in the middle game of their 3 game set, 6 on Wednesday.
Had a good homestand, 4-2.
Gardner grounds out. Boone said part of the reason he feels that way is just feels like impact guys right now are getting locked in. Hicks, Stanton, Judge, all pretty hot right now.
Yeah, it's, as I mentioned before, it's hard to have. Very rarely is everybody hitting at the same time. That usually doesn't happen. There's always somebody who's a little colder than the others. But when the team is hot and winning, it seems like the hot hitters in your lineup come up at the right time, and they do the damage. But during the course of a long season, everybody in the lineup is going to have to take a turn driving the bus.
Now, we've seen this Yankee team pass that baton often. Gregorius early in the season. We've seen Torres and Andujar have serious moments. Judge has been very consistent throughout. Five home runs in his last 8 games. 2-2.
Now the All-Star voting is over tomorrow, isn't it? I think
it ended.
It ended already. Okay.
Yes. It'll be announced Sunday.
Okay.
And then they'll have the fan vote for the final roster spot next week.
Russell Martin trying to bring that ball back over the outside corner. So Judge was up there in the voting.
Yeah. Barring an incredible comeback, Judge will be one of your starting outfielders for the American League. Whoa.
God.
Did he go? He swung. And so Judge is down on strikes.
Did it appear that he was trying to get out of the way as opposed to swinging the bat? Andy Fletcher, the home plate umpire, said he swung at it, but we'll get another look. I think he turned his body, which helped turn the bat to try and avoid being hit by the pitch. You see the fastball running in, trying to get that back elbow out of the way. I don't think he swung at that one.
No.
Here's an overhead look. He was just trying to get that elbow out of the way, and that moved the bat.
Almost like he was lifting the bat up to get out of the way.
To get the back elbow out of the way from being hit. Andy Fletcher did appeal, and the first base umpire, Lance Barrett, said he went around.
So 2 down now in the third. Andy Fletcher behind the plate, Lance Barrett at first, John Lipka, our second base umpire, and Bill Welke, the crew chief, is at third.
Now, speaking of the All-Star game, today is the anniversary of the first ever All-Star game. Back on July 6th of 1933, American League One. Babe Ruth hit the first home run in All-Star history.
Fitting.
Yeah, kind of.
Hicks powers that to right center field and deep. That ball is gone. Aaron Hicks adds another home run to his ledger. A career high 16 now this season, and it's a 5-1 game.
Well, manager Aaron Boone says, I kind of like him in the third spot. He's been swinging the bat well. Now has 10 home runs in his last 19 games. And as you said, what, career high, 16 home runs. All right, there's one back. Line drive. Turned on it nicely. Not sure. Now he is.
Showing that power from both sides of the plate.
Another reason why he's kind of a good fit in the third spot. If you have Judge hitting second and Stanton hitting third, Hicks, the switch hitter, all of a sudden you could have 3 right-handed hitters in a row.
Right. Hicks now with 7 home runs batting righty, 9 home runs batting lefty. Pretty nice distribution.
That would tell me that right-handed, he's got his home run stroke working because he hasn't been up as many times right-handed.
Stanton chases, strike 3. And that ends the inning, but the Yankees do get on the board thanks to Aaron Hicks, a career-high 16th home run. It's 5-1 Toronto. '27 for one of the hottest collectibles of the season. It's CC Sabathia bobblehead night, the 3rd in the 2018 collectible series presented by AT&T for the first 18,000 guests in attendance. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window. The Yankees clubhouse shops are called Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Mini CC was out and about enjoying the town here in Toronto. Getting to see the sights on a gorgeous summer day. How about CC looking at the CN Tower?
Yeah. That bobblehead looks like CC just got a call strike 3, doesn't it?
That's right. Fired up. Either that or someone tried to bunt on him. Here's David Hale, first pitch. A fly ball to right field. Judge makes the catch for the first out.
So Sonny Gray's evening is done as David Hale comes out of the bullpen, making his 4th appearance of the year.
See the NFL experience scoreboard. Toronto a 5-1 lead. And Gray's evening over after just 2 innings of work. Toronto putting up all 5 of those runs in the second.
Now, Hale has had a couple of visits to the Bronx this year, up and down a couple of times between here and Scranton, Wilkes-Barre.
In Scranton this year, Hale 11 starts, 3-2 with a 4.20 ERA. You You would think the Yankees are going to hope for quite a bit of distance from Hale in this appearance. Line drive, deep center field. Hicks back to the track, makes the catch. 2 down.
Nice jump by Aaron Hicks. I looked at as the ball was hit, and immediately he was moving in the right direction. There it's straightaway center field. Boom, there he goes. Best I ever saw in center field was Paul Blair. I'd play right field, the ball's hit. I haven't moved yet, and he's already going in the right direction. This is like my feet were in cement. I'll tell you a funny story. We were during batting practice, we're out there shagging fly balls, Blair and myself in Cleveland. Better get this in quick. Well, anyway, there weren't many fans in the stands, but there was one guy with a loud voice, and he yells out, he says, "Singleton, you're the luckiest right fielder in this league. There are 2 center fielders in this league, and Blair is both of them." And, of course, the late Paul Blair won 8 Gold Gloves during his time. He was a tremendous fielder. He spent some time with the Yankees as well.
The Yankees in 77 and 78. Parts of 79 and 80.
A changeup from Hale. Couldn't get Travis to bite.
Here's the 3-2. And Travis walks. They'll turn the lineup back over to the top for Curtis Granderson with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. Between the Yankees offense and then Toronto's struggles in the bullpen of late, where they've struggled mightily.
Yeah.
If you're Hale, you're trying to just keep it right here and give the offense a crack at getting back into this game and into that bullpen.
I mentioned Hale had been up down a couple times. Actually, this is his 3rd time with the Yankees this year. And last appeared for the Yankees way back on May the 11th.
Gregorius, the right side of second, throws out Granderson to end the inning. So a scoreless bottom of the 3rd from Hale in his first inning of work. 5-1 as we go to the 4th. More Player of the Week. His last 4 games entering tonight. 6 for 14, 4 homers, 6 ribbies, 6 runs scored. And to celebrate his Player of the Week victory, he's added another home run tonight.
Anybody ever won 2 weeks in a row?
Have to get a research department on that. Not yet, is what I'm being told.
Okay.
Here's Didi Gregorius. It'll be Gregorius and Duhar and Bird on the Audi scoreboard. Toronto a 5-1 lead, top of the 4th. Gregorius trying to find a hole. Travis makes the stop and throws out Didi for the first out, 2nd time tonight. Devin Travis has made a terrific diving play to rob a Yankee of a hit.
Yeah, he robbed Hicks back in the 1st inning, and this is very similar to that sort of play. Lays out on the turf, scrambles, gets rid of the ball quickly, and gets Gregorius at first base. There's 2 good plays tonight, very good plays by Devin Travis. You can get those burns on your arm. That's one reason why I think he's got that right arm covered up in case he slides on the turf.
Here's Andujar, struck out his first time up.
You know, Ryan, we had talked about this before the game, and with Meredith as well. It's hard to believe we're not to the All-Star break yet, and this is the last time the Yankees are coming to Toronto this year.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's ever happened before within the division.
Popped up behind the plate. Martin watches it go into the first row. Usually you have at least one trip in August or September.
Yeah.
You can leave your passport at home after this series, Kenny. It is a beautiful city in summertime.
Well, yeah, it is. A lot of people out walking near the lake.
And it had been very hot and humid over the last couple of days. Some serious thunderstorms yesterday, but these 3 days are penned in to be just perfect.
Yeah, I have a feeling the roof's going to be open all 3 days, or all 3 ball games.
Of course, the Yankees will still face the Blue Jays second half of the season, but twice at Yankee Stadium. Grounded left side. Solarte, 2 down.
Once again, another ground ball out. So far tonight, there's only been 1 fly ball out. That was a ball hit by Greg Bird, who's coming up now, and Pilar made the good catch in straightaway center field. Everything else has been a strikeout or a ground out outside of the home run by Hicks.
I was talking to Bird before the game about whether or not he felt better after hitting the ball harder more consistently on Wednesday. He said, yeah, a little bit, but I've had those moments during this stretch. It just hasn't been consistent. It's been up and down. Some games I will feel in a little better rhythm where the timing's a little better, but still just trying to work through everything and find consistency.
Gavilio is that type of pitcher. He's that sinker. He's got a little movement on his fastball that creates the ground balls. This is the type of pitcher you got to make him bring the ball up. If the ball is around your knees, it's probably going to actually sink out of the strike zone. Well, not nearly as much as that one, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
So you make him bring the ball up and then somehow try and get underneath it. Now the pitch that Hicks hit was up in the strike zone. That was probably the worst pitch he threw all night. Hicks made him pay.
The 2-2. Bird stays alive. That one down in the zone. It's just the 5th home start of Gaviglio's Blue Jays career. In his first 4, pitched to a 1.93 ERA, 3rd best all time for Toronto. This is the 7th full count for Gaviglio. You see the pitch count is up a bit. Pitch number 80. Bird swings through it, strike 3. A 1-2-3 4th inning for Gaviglio. As we head to the bottom of the 4th, it's 5-1 Toronto. $2.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand. Your subscription includes MLB At-Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this special offer. Second inning of work for David Hale on the Audi scoreboard. 5-1 Blue Jays. Toronto scoring 5 in the second off of Sonny Gray. And after 62 pitches through 2 innings, his day was done. And you know, after Gray beat himself up following that start against the Red Sox, he is going to be very frustrated with himself after this outing. Aaron Boone didn't take any chances sending him out there for the 3rd.
Well, you know, you just don't want to see the game slip away when you know with the type of offense you have. If somebody out there can hold them down, and Hale's got a nice mix of pitches. I mean, he's not really a hard thrower, but he's got a good change, good breaking ball. He's got a nice defense behind him.
High throw, and Bird applies the tag. 1 down.
Kind of difficult to throw one over the head of Bird. He's 6'5". Gets up in the air and makes the tag on Hernandez. And Duhar has usually been pretty accurate with the throws, but that one got away from him. No harm, no foul, right, Ryan?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what teammates are for. Solarte has walked, singled, and scored a run.
If you're wondering how far can Hale go in this game, made 11 starts now to AAA with the Rail Riders. So he might be able to hang in there. You're not worried about the pitch count so much.
Right. Broken bat, number. That's a fair ball. Going to be a tough play, and Duhar fires wildly. It caroms out to Walker. Will he have a play at second? No. And so Solarte, who took a while to realize that ball was even in fair play, now emphatically celebrates getting to second base.
Well, and Duhar almost missed Bird with his first throw over there, and when Hernandez hit the ball, but this time he does miss him. Off the end of the bat, Solarte realizes the ball's fair. Here comes Duhar trying to hustle, throws it away. Walker comes over, and he can't have a play at second base, or he doesn't have one. And this should go as a single and an error.
And it does.
So E5.
And Duhar was pulled over in the shift.
That's the 5th error of the year on Duhar.
It's a base hit left field. Gardner charging hard. Solarte will hang out at third. So runners on the corners now with one out. Kevin Pillar coming up.
I think Andujar would have been better off on the ball that Solarte hit. Just pick it up and just hold on to it. It's an infield single. It's just the 4th inning, and the Blue Jays have 8 hits. And one reason I point that out, because they have the 2nd lowest team batting average in the league. Only the Orioles have a lower team BA than they do.
Popped up, shallow center. Hicks has a cannon, and Solarte doesn't dare test it. 2 down.
Hicks kind of flipped that in, and it still had something on it.
'So Martin has struck out twice. Take strike 1. You talked about the struggles batting average wise for the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
They do score runs though because they slug.
Yeah, they hit homers and extra base hits.
Also, Martin did not like that strike 1 call.
I bet you'd like it if he was catching.
Grounded, foul. 0-2.
Martin with the struggles this year with the bat. One of the years with the Yankees, he hit 20 home runs.
The 0-2. Just missed down. 1-2. Also, Martin had 21 home runs with the Yankees back in 2012. He had 20 in back-to-back seasons in 2015 and 16 with Toronto. Check swing foul. Martin, a 4-time All-Star. Now in his 13th season. Two and 2.
He left the Pirates, signed with the Blue Jays as a free agent. One of the reasons, because he's a native of Canada.
There's one more year left on his deal. Due $20 million next season. Gregorius flips to second, end of inning. So the Blue Jays strand 2. Hale has worked 2 scoreless. It's 5-1 Toronto as we move to the 5th. Take a look at the AL East standings. The Yankees have matched their season high mark to 28 games over 500. They are still a game behind Boston in the division. This is just going to be an incredible race.
So J.D. Martinez and Mookie Betts are now have had the most home runs for a tandem in the American League. 48. Followed by Ramirez and Lindor. And Judge and Stanton.
GMC scoreboard. 5-8-0 for Toronto. 1-2-1 for the Yankees. The Yankees 1 run coming on a solo shot from Aaron Hicks. As Romine grounds that into left field, a base hit. So Romine has been on base each of his first 2 plate appearances. By the way, Kenny, our outstanding research department has an answer for your question about what's the earliest time the Yankees have made their final visit to Toronto in a season.
Or to a division.
Division, well, this is what I got for Toronto. We'll see if they can work on the division. Second earliest on the calendar that the Yankees have made their last visit to Toronto. 1997, they had their final game on July 6th. This excludes the strike years of 81 and 94.
Okay.
But yeah, so you're right. Second earliest final visit to Toronto for the Yankees. 2-1 on Neil Walker. Now 3-1 on Walker.
They can bring the ball up.
He's looking to build a little something towards the top of their order as they try and climb back into this game and watch the pitch count of Gavilio climb. But the Toronto bullpen going through serious struggles of late.
See, that's he helped them out on a 3-1 pitch, and now the count is full of 3-2. That looked like that ball dove out of the zone. It might have been ball 4.
Walker powers that deep to center field. Pilar racing back, and he gets to it on the track for the first out as Romine retreats back to first. Serious ground covered by Kevin Pilar.
Now we've seen him up against the wall. Now we see him near the wall. Ball's hit well. He gets a good jump. Tough to get one over his head unless it leaves the ballpark. You see Romine thinking this might be an extra base hit. He goes all the way to second. But now he's retreating towards first base. Yep, your feelings get hurt. Talking about hitting the ball hard and getting nothing to show for it.
Pilar, 4th in the league among outfielders in defensive runs saved since 2015. The only outfielders with more, Kevin Kiermaier, who leads the field by far.
Yeah, he's
Mookie Betts and Jason Hayward.
Do you see the reaction of Russell Martin? Now he's talking to Andy Fletcher. What happened on that one? And it looked like it did drop in there for a strike. Didn't get the call. He's still talking.
Martin wasn't thrilled with a called strike on him at the plate last inning.
It looked like Gardner ducked it, or at least attempted to.
Gardner lines that to center field, a base hit. And the Yankees have 2 on with 1 out here in the 5th, and Aaron Judge coming up.
Watching Gardner during batting practice. He had as good a batting practice as anybody. Hit the ball on the nose time after time. And it looks like Pete Walker, the pitching coach, is coming out.
You can tell Russell Martin is still hot about that non-called strike.
And he's right, though, because one pitch can change an at-bat.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees.
Here's the pitch in question with the strike zone, and that's almost in the middle of the zone.
Yeah.
Didn't get the call. It changes the count. More in Gardner's favor. Yeah, he tried to duck it. Yeah, I bet even Gardner was surprised that wasn't called a strike.
Instead of 1-1, it was 2-0. Next pitch, Gardner laces to center. Now 2 on, 1 out for Judge. 1-0. The Yankees have done a nice job working the pitch count of Gavilio. Now they're 1 swing away from being seriously back in this game. The 1-0. Big rip, 1-1.
And Judge had what Reggie Jackson or Mr. October like to call a Reggie game on Wednesday. 3 strikeouts and a home run.
1-2.
Now, the only out this inning so far was on a ball that was pretty well hit by Walker, so that's another reason why you have the bullpen going besides the pitch count.
The 1-2. Chopped slowly left side. Going to be a tough play that will not be made. Everybody's safe, and the bases are loaded for Hicks.
No, I'm not so sure Romine was, when he's running down the line, if Solarte saw him out of the corner of his eye, because it looked like he was trying to catch the ball and avoid running into Romine. Watch the chopper. Off the turf. Yeah, he had to get to the ball before Romine got to the same point. And he doesn't come up with it cleanly. High chopper. No play. They scored that a hit or an error?
They scored it an error.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
E5 on Solarte. And here is the red-hot Aaron Hicks as the potential tying run. Strike one. Hicks now with a new career-high 16 home runs. He is second in the American League in slugging percentage, trailing only Nelson Cruz since June 1st. Bases loaded, one out.
These situations, and when you're hitting, you got to remind yourself the pitcher is the one in trouble. Get a good pitch to hit.
1-1.
And speaking to Aaron Boone, he agreed with me that Hicks has shown a pretty good batting eye this year. His on-base percentage is up there somewhere around 360, I think.
And even when he wasn't as locked in, that's the thing Aaron Boone constantly pointed to as an encouraging part of his offensive contributions.
The get base on balls?
And the way he controls the strike zone. Yep.
Oh, he had a good swing at that one. And you notice when Gardner gets a day off, who bats leadoff? It's usually Hicks.
Right. Well, we even saw that with Gardner in the lineup recently, and Gardner just batting ninth against lefties, and Hicks going leadoff versus lefties. You see the last 5 games, including tonight, those are some beastly numbers.
You know, they're playing him to pull, but now he has 2 strikes. And if you look at the left side of the infield, Solarte is the only one over there. And to me, when you get 2 strikes, that's when you might be able to just get one through there.
Make it a 5-3 game.
Instead of, going for the long shot, which would be nice if you get a pitch that's up and it's, right in your happy zone, you go for it. But if you cut down your swing a bit, 2 strikes, avoid the strikeout, put the ball in play with a little bit of authority to the left side, you got a good chance.
Romine on third, Gardner on second, Judge at first. 100th pitch coming for Gaviglio. The 2-2. Check swing. Hicks held up. Count is full.
Didn't leave the strike zone.
Double barrel action in the Toronto pen as the lefty Luke has joined Biagini. Big pitch here. 9th full count that Gaviglio has faced. Bases loaded, 1 out. Pitch. Outside, ball 4. Hicks held up, and that will plate Romine. It's a 5-2 game.
Make him throw strikes.
And that is going to end the evening for Sam Gaviglio. Staked to a 5-0 lead. The Yankees have worked him out of this game with 1 out. The bases loaded in the top of the 5th. Brought to you in part by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Buy your local Volvo dealers and buy Subway. Try a signature wrap at Subway restaurants today. A gorgeous summer evening in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The Yankees, once down 5-0, have made it a 5-2 game and are threatening for more. Joe Biagini coming on to replace Sam Gaviglio. Bases loaded, 1 out in the 5th.
54 hits in 37 2/3 innings, so it's been somewhat of a struggle for Biagini this year.
And it was somewhat of a struggle for Gaviglio.
And now he gets to face Stanton with the bases loaded.
Stanton has walked and struck out. We mentioned the struggles of the Toronto pen of late. Since May 15th, they're 28th in baseball in bullpen ERA, 5.23. Gardner at third, Judge at second, Hicks at first, speed on the bases. Two and 0, and they weren't close. Tale of two bullpens. You see that since May 15th date with the Blue Jays third worst and the Yankees best, a sub-2 ERA. And it's 3-0 on Giancarlo Stanton.
He didn't look for a sign.
That means he has a permanent one?
Yeah, that means if you like it, go for it.
See how green the light is here for Stanton on 3-0 with the bases loaded. Swinging and maybe even chasing a little, as that was towards the bottom part of the strike zone. 3-1.
That's as green as it's going to get. Maybe a little sinking action on that one. Yeah, man, ended up out of the strike zone.
There's the 3-1. Now he chases up, and it's 3-2. Here's the payoff. Strike three, Stanton down looking. Huge comeback for Biagini, 2 out.
This looks like the best pitch of the three. Over the outside corner. The 3-0 pitch that he swung at might have been a ball. This one, yeah, it clips the corner. Call strike 3.
Stanton chased a bit on 3-0 and 3-1 and then takes strike 3 on 3-2. And that leaves it up for Gregorius. Ball 1. Good looking hack. Good numbers in his career with the bases loaded. The 1-1. Clips the outside corner, beautifully placed by Biagini. 1-2. Good numbers for Didi in his career against Biagini. Didi asked for time. Once down 5-0. Yankees have made it a 5-2 game, looking for more in this fifth. The 1-2. 2-2.
It's stopped by Martin. Anytime the ball gets around a hitter's feet, it's even more difficult for a catcher. He's been one of the best over the years. Breaking ball down and in. He almost came up with it cleanly out of the dirt.
Gardner at third, Judge at second, Hicks at first. Long look in from Biagini. Here's the 2-2. Line drive, left field. Will it hang up? It does. And Hernandez puts it away for the final out of the inning. Gregorius ripped it to left, but the Yankees held to just one in the fifth. Tomorrow with two huge games on Fox. First, Sweden will face Harry Kane in England at 9 a.m. Then host country Russia battles Luka Modric in Croatia at 2 p.m. You can catch it all on Fox or stream all the action live on the Fox Sports app. Belgium advancing today.
Yeah. Knocked out Brazil, didn't they?
They did.
Whoa.
GMC scoreboard 5-2 Toronto, and France beat Uruguay to kick things off this morning.
I like that, kick things off.
That's right.
Yeah. How early in the morning were you talking?
That game was on at 10.
Oh, okay.
That's foul. Normally you've played 9 holes by then, right?
Not today. Don't play when I'm working.
I know that.
Yeah.
David Hale's come on and done a nice job thus far to stabilize this game for the Yankees.
He's in his third inning of work here. The Yankees crept a little closer last inning.
Rolled to short. 1 out.
Good slider up the end of the bat.
Edmus Diaz flew out to deep center his last time up, is also grounded out to second. Popped up, right side, Bird, 2 out. Devin Travis has had a big game in the field thus far.
And he's been on base twice too. So here's one of the plays he made. This in the first inning to Rob Hicks, save a run. Didi Gregorius with a bid. Same result.
Travis hit over 300 as a rookie in 62 games in 2015. Battled injuries, then hit 300 in 101 games the next year, but has struggled offensively since and lines out to right to end the 5th. So a 1-2-3 inning for Hale, who has now thrown 3 scoreless in relief of Sonny Gray. It's 5-2 as we head to the 6th. Blue Jays lead, first game of this 3-game weekend set. Ryan Ruocco, Kent Singleton, Meredith Marakovitz, our entire Yes Network crew. Thanks you for hanging out with us on your Friday night. It'll be Andujar, Bird, and Romine, 6, 7, and 8 in the Yankees order. Neil Walker to follow them. Chopped left side. Solarte throws out Andujar for the first out. Joe Biagini came into a sticky situation and was able to work out of it. Bases loaded, 1 out in the 5th. Fell behind Stanton 3-0.
Yeah.
Came back to strike him out after Stanton left the zone a bit on 3-0 and 3-1, and then got Didi Gregorius to line out to left to end the inning. Bird skies that in the air to center. Pilar drifts back, now has to go way back, and makes the catch just in front of the wall as Kevin Pilar misread that at first and then quickly had to recover.
That's the second time that Bird has sent him deep center field, and both times he's come up with it, but he had plenty of time to get back there. That was sky high in the air. Maybe he thought it didn't have that sound, but right here he realized this ball's carrying. Backpedals and makes the catch up against the wall. I don't know, maybe different air currents with the roof open tonight. Ball carrying towards center.
Had to scurry there.
A little unconventional, but I guess it's all in the result.
And if you're looking for positive signs for Greg Bird after a few good at-bats on Wednesday, 2 deep drives to center today, maybe signs that a breakout could be coming.
Yes. Only home, get him up there with men on base. That's when you really want him to break out.
Romine behind in the count 0-2. He has singled and scored. He's also walked. O has joined Loop in the Blue Jays pen. Yankees touched up O last time they were in here.
I do remember that.
Miguel Andujar deposited a grand slam.
And he was in relief of Marco Estrada, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, then again, it wasn't that long ago that we were here.
1 month.
Yeah, a month to the day.
That's right.
Just missed. Oh, Russell Martin held that for a long time for Andy Fletcher. Let's see if he turns around again. Not really.
Maybe a half head turn there.
Yeah, just. Umpires don't like when catchers do that.
2-2. That's outside, and it's 3-2 to Austin Romine. 11th full count the Yankees hitters have been in tonight. Neil Walker is on deck. Popped up in the infield. The first baseman Smoak coming a long way to make the catch and end the inning. So a 1-2-3 frame for Biagini on a gorgeous Toronto summer night. 5-2 Blue Jays as we go to the bottom of the 6th.
Jays are World Series champions. Touch 'em all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
Well, that is our Coors Light refreshing finish. The year was 1993, last Blue Jays World Championship. Schindler's List won the Oscar for Best Pictures, Tears in Heaven, Grammy for Best Song from Eric Clapton. Roseanne was the #1 TV show, and Bobby Bonilla, who's still being paid by the Mets, was the highest paid player, $6.2 million. Got to get one of those in perpetuity contracts, you know?
Yeah, don't we all?
Fourth inning of work for David Hale, who's come on in relief of Sonny Gray and done a really nice job. 3 shutout frames thus far. Will face the top of the Blue Jays order: Granderson, Hernandez, and Solarte. That's driven in the air to right field, right at Judge for the first out.
Like Judge moved a half a step. Perfect positioning.
To center field, Hicks. 2 quick outs here in the 6th. Hale has certainly done the job to give the Yankees an offense a chance to come back into this game.
He's trying to work a quick inning here, get the offense back up there.
Yankees will have 9, 1, and 2 in the 7th. Walker, Gardner, and Judge. Sonny Gray started this game, worked out of a bases loaded jam with 2 outs in the first, but then surrendered 5 runs in the second. Didn't make it out for the third as Aaron Boone turned to David Hale. And Hale has been very good. He surrendered just 2 hits.
Good changeup.
Nobody up in the Yankee pen. The 1-2. Lined off the glove or just over Gregorius and into center field for a base hit.
Looked like he threw him another changeup, but it wasn't as good as the previous one. And Solarte was able to time it and pick up his 3rd hit of the night. Yep, there's the change, but this one's going to stay up a little. Doesn't have quite that dive down and away. Stays with it, rockets it over Didi, just over the glove. There's Didi going up for it.
Maybe just caught a piece of the glove. It was close. Grounded into the shift. Walker retires Smoak and ends the inning. So now 4 shutout frames out of the pen for Hale. It's 5-2 as we go to the 7th.
sharing a photo or video with hashtag HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Boone is optimistic that some more consistent at-bats for Neil Walker will help him find himself at the plate, telling me before the game nothing has changed in the way the Yankees view Neil Walker. They believe there is a lot left in there that is going to come out yet this season. Walker told me a couple days ago that he has a newfound respect for guys that don't play every day and can still get it done without consistent playing time. He acknowledged that it hasn't been pretty for him offensively at the plate. He said it is mental as much as it is physical, but he believes if he keeps putting in the work and squaring up balls, hits are eventually going to come. We saw him make good contact earlier in the game, but guys, for someone that has had success throughout his career offensively, I have to imagine this has been a brutal and frustrating start to the season for him.
Yeah, Meredith, you look at Neil Walker's numbers. This is a guy who's been an above-average offensive player year after year, whose numbers are not near that so far this season. Take a look at the Cadillac scoreboard. Blue Jays 5, Yankees 2. Walker turned around to the right side here to face the lefty Aaron Loop, now in for Toronto. See the numbers on Loop this season. As Meredith talked about, Walker's last time up gave the ball a serious ride to left center, and it was flagged down by Kevin Pillar. Good hack there. No, it's the consistency that Meredith was referring to.
Look at the power numbers. Yeah, that comes with those type of home run numbers come with the 500 plate appearances or more. Yeah.
And so you wonder now if Walker getting some consistent at-bats here, these final 11 games before the All-Star break, will find a rhythm again offensively.
Start to get his act together. Yeah.
Didn't know where it went. Good at bat here to start off the 7th for Walker.
You can see with Loop's delivery, he would be very tough for left-handers to deal with. And Brett Gardner's in the on-deck circle. As you said, Walker's hanging tough.
This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming. Walker has already faced 18 pitches today in these 3 at-bats. Really battling, taking some good swings. Inside, and now the count is full on Neil Walker with the 11th pitch of the at-bat coming. Gardner, who is 2 for 3, is on deck. Rolled slowly, foul, and there will be a 12th pitch of this at-bat.
Yeah, keep working him. From a pitching standpoint, you've thrown 12 pitches this inning, and I don't have anybody out yet.
Loop hasn't thrown more than 18 total since May. He'll do another. Pitch number 13 of the at-bat coming up as Walker continues to battle Loop. Here's pitch number 13. Inside ball 4, a well-earned walk from Neil Walker.
Good discipline there. Fouling off pitch after pitch. Getting down to first base, and Reggie Willinson, nice at bat.
If the Yankees build something in the 7th, you know we're going to look back at that at bat from Neil Walker. Strike one to Gardner.
Yeah, Solarte has come in on the, I was almost said grass, but the turf here at Rogers Center to guard against the bunt.
Oh, 0-2 as that clips the outside corner.
Yeah, that was even better in the first one. Better location.
Swing and a miss. Gardner down on strikes. Tipped it into the glove. One down, and that is going to do it for Aaron Loop. So even though Judge hits righties better than lefties, John Gibbons is going to go to the righty to face Judge with 1 on, 1 out in the 7th. Toronto nursing a 3-run lead. First pitch to him. And then she signed the ball to John, and that is our cricket smile moment.
That's nice.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Here's Sungwon Oh on with 1 on, 1 out. Aaron Judge up. Big hack there. Chased a pitch high, and it's 0-1. mentioned before that Judge's numbers against righties are much stronger than those against lefties. This season, Judge with an OPS over 1,000 against righties, about 870 versus lefties. He's behind in the count, 1-2. You see the numbers, righty, lefty for Judge this year.
The last number kind of got me. Only 7 runs batted in against left-handed pitching with 6 home runs.
It's not the split you would think.
No, you would think they'd be evened out a little bit more.
Judge chases, though, and is retired on strikes for the 3rd time tonight.
Last pitch is a slider. And he couldn't reach it. It was off the plate to begin with.
So here is Hicks, who has driven in the Yankees 2 runs, 1 via homer, 1 via walk. Hicks is batted now in the leadoff spot, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th this season.
I'm sure his switch hitting ability and that gives him the versatility to put him wherever you want in the order. And sometimes he uses him like tonight to split up 2 righties. You see how the Blue Jays are set up defensively in the infield. Travis is back on the turf. Outfield has swung him around towards right. Yankees need Hicks to get on to bring Stanton up as a tying run. You're getting to the latter stages of the game, and all you want to do is give yourself a chance. And the only way to do it is to put some base runners out there and get somebody up there with who has the ability with one swing to at least tie or put you ahead.
Hicks stays alive. Drives that foul down the left field line.
Well, you get the feeling that Hicks, at least at this point of the season, this is kind of the potential maybe that even the Twins saw when they made him a #1 draft pick.
Rolled to first. Smoak ends the inning. 5-2. The Blue Jays still lead as we go to the bottom of the 7th. There was that 5 spot in the second the Blue Jays put up against Gray. Yankees forced out Gaviglio in the 5th. The Toronto bullpen's done a nice job. Aaron Hicks a solo home run for the Yankees. Justin Smoak, the big blow, a 3-run shot for Toronto. Blue Jays swinging early against Hale. First pitch pop out to Bird, 1 down in the 7th. As we throw back to Bob Lorenz for an update. All right, Bob, thank you for the update. Kenny was talking about that duo of Betts and Martinez earlier, and they're adding to their home run total as that goes up and in on Martin. And Russell Martin narrowly avoids getting drilled and then takes a little look out at David Hale.
Maybe it was Hale who should have said look out, huh? Yep, right underneath the chin.
Cadillac scoreboard, 5-2 Blue Jays. There's a strike. Fly ball, right field. Judge towards the line. 2 down. Now a quick word from Spectrum.
Spectrum Internet. No data caps, no contracts. Just faster speeds with better performance.
Kenny, what have you seen from David Hale tonight?
I've seen him change speeds, keep the ball off the barrel of the bat. Good slider at times to the right-handed hitters. Excellent changeup to the lefties. And he's done what he's supposed to do. Come in and held the Blue Jays at bay to this point. Although the Yankees, they've scored 2 runs since he's been in the game, but 2's not enough, unfortunately. They're going to have to get some more. But this is what Aaron Boone was thinking. He's going to be my long man out of the bullpen in case Sonny Gray stumbles. He did.
38 strikes, 24 balls so far.
Yeah, he's done a great job. Remember we had mentioned he made 11 starts down in the minor leagues. You can see spin on the ball. Running up and in. That looked like Grichuk trying to check his swing. That was on Yesmo.
Brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealers.
That's out of play.
After Sonny Gray lasted just 2 innings, giving up 5 runs, David Hale trying to get 1 more strike and make it 5 scoreless in relief.
Pitch count has been good each and every inning.
He got him. Nice work thus far from David Hale. 5 scoreless innings out of the pen. It's 5-2 Toronto as we go to the 8th. against the Toronto Blue Jays. Coverage begins at 3 o'clock with Audi batting practice and Chevy Yankees pregame right here on Yes and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Here's the pitching matchup, Luis Severino and Jay Happ, who has been the subject of trade rumors tied to the Yankees among other teams. So you know Yankees fans are going to be watching that performance closely.
Yeah, they will, and they'll be watching Luis Severino on their side too. Who's coming off a great start.
And has a chance to start the All-Star game. I think Toronto is probably going to look to unload quite a few veteran pieces on the Hyundai scoreboard. You see it's 5-2 Blue Jays. Jay Happ would be one of them. He's a free agent at the end of the season. Swing and a miss. Stanton down on strikes. 1 down.
No contact night, a walk and 3 strikeouts for Stanton. See this on Yes Mo, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Up the ladder, couldn't get on top of it. I thought his at bat in the 5th inning was the key at bat of this game.
No doubt.
From a Yankee standpoint. Bases loaded, 3-0 count. End up striking out.
Yankees had scored 1 in the inning and had Chase Gavilio. Biagini came in. As Kenny said, got behind 3-0 before striking out Stanton and then getting Gregorius to line out to left and the inning. Gregorius stays alive. Travis throws out Gregorius, 2 down.
If Travis can make those other plays, and you knew that was just a routine play for him. He's flashed some leather tonight.
Saves a run in the 1st inning, robbing Aaron Hicks on a ball that would have scored Brett Gardner.
Then he robbed Didi in the 4th inning, which would have been a leadoff single.
And Toronto has played better baseball of late. Started this season 12-5, then went into a 14-30 drought, but are 14-11 in their last 25 games.
You know, I think one of the reasons, Ryan, they've been playing better at home. After going 1-10 at home, they've now won 11 of their last 15 here, so that they're playing better in front of the home folks.
Crowd of over 37,000 tonight at Rogers Center.
But still coming in tonight, they're 18 games behind the front-running Red Sox in 4th place.
We documented how much the Blue Jays bullpen has struggled over the last couple of months, but they've been terrific tonight. As you see that 95-mile-an-hour pitch, the fast pitch speed analytics brought to you by Fios by Verizon. Biagini, Loop, O, Axford.
So far tonight, they've had it together.
Duhar laces that towards left center. Will get down for a base hit. So Miguel Andujar gives the Yankees a 2-out base runner. It sets the stage for Greg Bird.
Now you watch certain hitters hit, and then you look at the way the opposition defends them, and everybody on the field was straight up for Andujar. And I you know, that's, you look at it the way they're defending him, and you think that's the way he defended the first hitter in baseball ever. Just straight up.
Before they had shift analytics.
Well, not only that, I mean, before they knew, probably didn't even know what positions they were playing.
Now Greg Bird shows bunt, pulls back. Yankees in need of base runners, and with the shift, a lot of space on that left side of the diamond.
Yeah, that would have been a good time to try it. Try and get some 2-out magic going.
Bird has flown out deep to center field twice, and he has also struck out tonight.
So he's had nearly 800 feet of flyouts to center field. Good take.
Now this is why the shift is what it is. That's the last 100 batted balls off the bat of Greg Bird that are under 200 feet. So essentially ground balls. And you see how slanted it is towards the right side of the diamond. Bird ahead in the count, 3-1. One swing away from making it a 1-run game. Or from sending the tying run to the plate as Bird looks at ball 4. So now 2 on with 2 out, and here's Austin Romine.
John Gibbons getting a little nervous, starting to walk around. That is his first base coach, Tim Leeper, just in front of him. They're getting up another pitcher up.
Tyler Clippard. Blue Jays still without closer Roberto Osuna, who is suspended 75 games retroactive back to May 8th for violating the league's joint domestic violence, sexual assault, and child abuse policy. Here's Romine with 2 on, 2 out. Yankees down 3. That's called a strike off the inside corner, 0-1. It's the
second time he's followed a first pitch fastball strike with a breaking ball strike.
Yankees 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position tonight. Toronto 5 for 10. Romine 346 in these spots this season. Swinging a foul tip, so Romine stays alive.
Just got a piece of it. More like a curveball than a slider straight down. Just a piece of it.
On the outside corner, strike 3, Romine down looking. Axford escapes the 2-out jam and maintains the 5-2 Blue Jay lead. Presented by Spectrum Internet with faster download speeds and better performance. This was the big blow of the game. Second inning, a 3-run shot off the bat of Justin Smoak, 106 miles an hour, and 404 feet later gave Toronto a 5-0 lead, and soon after would end the evening for Sonny Gray, who lasted just 2 innings. That's a line drive to left field. Gardner looking to cut it off, does, spins, fires into second. Diaz going for 2, and he just makes it there with a leadoff double.
Gardner makes a great play, but it was even more difficult for him because of the fact he was moving away from second base to cut the ball off before it got to the wall. Now he's moving away from second, has to spin and make the throw, slam on the brakes, and that's the difference between Diaz getting into second and holding on at first. He thinks he can make it, and it's a difficult play for a left-handed left fielder or a right-handed left fielder.
This is the 6th inning of work from David Hale, whose effort tonight, regardless of the outcome of this game, will be felt residually for the Yankees throughout this stretch of 11 games in 10 days. Grounded to the right side. Walker looked at third, goes to first. Advancing is Diaz. Monday scoreboard, you saw it's 5-2 Toronto.
It's going to force the Yankees to bring the infield in. with Granderson coming to the plate. Travis has had a good night. That was a productive out. Move a runner over. You see he's getting congratulated by his teammates.
Granderson an RBI single in the second. He struck out, grounded out, and lined out.
The Yankees have that picket fence on the right side of the infield. As this Chase and Shreve warming up. There you go. Boom, boom, boom.
Popped up behind the plate. Romine with Andujar behind him makes the catch for the second out, and a big one from David Hale.
Continuing doing a fine job in this ball game. Got Granderson out in front, popped him up.
There's Teoscar Hernandez. 6 home runs against the Yankees since the start of the 2017 season. Third most in baseball, only Hanley Ramirez and Manny Machado with more. Nice stop there by Romine. Looking ahead to the ninth, the Yankees will have 9, 1, and 2. Neil Walker, Brett Gardner, and Aaron Judge, with Aaron Hicks and Stanton lurking. One and one. David Hale went to Princeton as a pitcher and an outfielder there. He's done a really nice job tonight trying to finish it off. Line to left field. Gardner can't get to it. It'll one-hop off the wall. Hernandez going into second. He is there with an RBI double. First run of the game scored off Hale, and the Blue Jays increased their lead to 6-2.
Well, Aaron Boone was hoping to get the right-handed hitter out, but that was maybe a sign of him getting a little tired. That breaking ball kind of hung.
So that'll end the night for David Hale. Did an outstanding job out of the Yankees pen, and Chase and Shreve is up next. to go to celebrate summer. Tickets start at $27. Visit NFLExperience.com for details. By People's United Bank, we've been on a winning streak for 175 years. People's United Bank, member FDIC. And by Buick, visit TriStateBuick.com for great lease offers. Awesome night to be hanging in the city of Toronto. Just a gorgeous day. And the evening done for David Hale. Went 5 2/3 out of the Yankee pen. Gave up 5 hits, just 1 run. He is responsible for the runner on second with 2 outs here in the 8th, and Toronto leading 6-2.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job. Yankees really didn't have to burn up their bullpen after only 2 innings from Sonny Gray. And that helps them tomorrow, and it will help them the next day here in Toronto.
It will help them overall, not having any off days before the All-Star break. And with a doubleheader coming as well on Monday.
Well, we found out CeCe's going to start one of those games, right?
Yeah, CeCe is going to start on Monday. And Tanaka will go on Tuesday. Aaron Boone and the Yankees have not yet announced who the second starter on Monday for the doubleheader will be. Gregorius, what a backhanded stab. On to first in time for the out. Outstanding play by the Yankee shortstop to end the inning. Some slick hands on the left side of the diamond from Didi Gregorius, who picks it and fires it to end the inning. We go to the 9th. Flash and Meredith bring you highlights, analysis, and reaction from tonight's game. Plus, a look ahead to tomorrow's contest here at Rogers Center is right here on ES. Former Yankee Tyler Clippard on to try and close this one out for the Blue Jays. It is not a save situation. Numbers are good for Clippard this season. And 6 of his last 7 appearances have been scoreless. Be Walker, Gardner, and Judge for the Yankees in the 9th.
I think the last time we were here, I mentioned that Clippard throws the highest percentage of first pitch off-speed pitches, but not that one. That was his fastball.
Walker had a 13-pitch walk his last time up. You see 3 infielders on the right side for him. 1-1.
Here's the changeup. Clippard kind of jumps at the hitter to sell the change as if he's throwing something much harder.
To the shift. One down. Couple of hits and a stolen base tonight for Brett Gardner. That stolen base was Gardner's 249th in his career, which tied him with Hal Chase for 4th in franchise history.
You know, I think he's just behind Willie Randolph, who is 3rd. And by the way, I don't know if Willie is still with it, but Willie, it's his birthday today.
Happy birthday,
Willie. Yeah. So Willie's got 251 steals. He's coming for you, Willie.
Willie hangs with us in the 9th inning.
Yeah, of course he does. He's a baseball man.
That's right. You know, Willie once gave the commencement address at Fordham.
Were you there at that time, or?
It was the year after I graduated, I believe. But I was there for it.
Sure, it was excellent.
It was outstanding.
Did he mention how many hits he took away from me?
Might have slipped it in there just before the end of the speech.
I'm only kidding. I've forgiven him a long time ago.
Gardner wraps that into right center field. Over is Gritchett to make the play for the 2nd out. That'll leave things for Aaron Judge. 0 for 4 on the evening. Reached on an error in the 5th and has struck out his other 3 at-bats.
I was watching Judge during batting practice today, and of course he put on his customary show, but a lot of the show was into the right field seats, as if he was practicing his Yankee Stadium stroke. But it works here too.
It's interesting you say that, Kenny, because 10 of his 17 home runs at Yankee Stadium have been to the opposite field, but none on the road to the opposite field yet this season. He's ahead in the count, 3-1.
They're playing him to hit the ball the other way, in the air.
And the count full on Judge, as the Blue Jays are a strike away from taking the opener of this 3-game set. Pitch. Dribbled foul as Judge stays alive on a changeup. The 3-2. Judge battling. Here's the payoff. We'll do it again.
Out in front of a changeup.
This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. Fly ball, sky high, right field. Grichuk under it, and Grichuk ends it. As the Blue Jays take the first game of this 3-game set, 6-2 the final. We'll step aside for a moment, come back and wrap things up in Toronto. The Blue Jays, a 6-2 win over the Yankees in Game 1 of this 3-game weekend set.